introduce Jamie Sisley, the writer-director, WYATT OLEFF as Ethan, in ARGUS, Garrett, and CREE as Melanie. I'm gonna let you hold that. I'm gonna jump to the other side, so I'll hang out with Jamie. Okay, share this. So first of all, I just want to say, such a beautiful. Whoa, sorry. Yeah, right. Such a beautiful movie, Jamie. I've known Jamie Sisley since 2016. We both were at AFI Docs together, and I had a short doc, and he had a feature doc called Farewell Ferris Wheel, and I was very intimidated by all the feature doc people, and Jamie was like the first person to come up to me and just greet me, and he showed me his short film, Stay Awake, and I've just been such a big fan, and seeing the film, just the different iterations of the script and all that. I just wanted you to maybe start this off for us, Jamie, in terms of what was the inspiration for this story for you, both the short, obviously, and now the feature?
Sure. You want us to share?
Oh, no, that's okay.
Okay. Thanks, Ron, and thanks for doing this.
Of course. I'm honored.
Thanks. Well, the catalyst of it, and hi everybody. Thanks for spending your Saturday afternoon watching this film.
Thank you.
Sure. The catalyst of it's based on my upbringing with my mom and my brother and I, growing up in Virginia, and a lot of the times when I was a teen, sort of growing up around this subject, I would watch a lot of films to try to make sense of what was going on, and I realized pretty quickly that all the films sort of demonized the addict. That was something that was sort of a parallel that I would see in a lot of these movies, and also the films were always from the addict's point of view. So when I got to a place where I was lucky enough to make a film on the subject, I really wanted to tell the story of the caretaker, and sort of the roller coaster ride that they go on, trying to help the loved one through their disease. And then I wanted to humanize the addict. And a lot of that was because I feel like I misunderstood the subject of addiction throughout most of my childhood in my 20s. And I just felt like a 17-year-old version of me would have benefited from better understanding that. And that's sort of the catalyst of it.
So, as I said from the top, you showed me your 2015 short film, and then obviously you've been on this journey. We're in 2023, obviously, and so it's been a while to make this feature. I kind of wanted you to just touch on what has that journey been for you in terms of making a short to a feature, and sort of some of the different iterations, and maybe just talk a little bit about that, because I think as a filmmaker, it's such a journey to take something that you make, that you believe in, and bring it out to a full feature.
Sure. Well, kind of in full disclosure, I really didn't want to make a film on this subject again after the short. I was pretty burned out. I was pretty exhausted. As you all might imagine, sort of, minding the demons of your childhood isn't super fun. And something weird happened when we went on the festival circuit with the short, which was after almost every single screening, people would come up to me and start talking about their mom or their dad or their brother or their sister, their uncle that had addiction issues, and I kind of became the festival therapist of 2015, sort of talking about this subject, and that really inspired me. I realized that like in the great ways that film and art can do, it helped open up people to having conversations about this subject. And so that sort of was the catalyst for me exploring a feature. Had a crazy amount of help through the years. You being one of them, many other people, many institutions, and just many kind people sort of, going through the, a 5-year process of turning the short into a feature.
And in making that feature, you've assembled this new cast from the short, and just honestly beautiful performances by everybody all around. I felt like every character had a three-dimensional feeling to them, and you all just brought so much to it. And I kind of wanted to ask you all, like, what did each of you do to prepare for this role? And did you see the short film, and did you draw anything from that, or did you even maybe say, I don't want to go in that direction, I want to go in this direction? And maybe talk, if you can each talk a little bit about your characters and how you came to them.
Hi everyone. Oh, can I get that under your chair? Actually, sorry. Thank you. Yeah, when we were preparing for this movie, I think my favorite thing, or my favorite thing that we did to prepare was mostly rehearsal, like going down into the basement of the hotel or the motel we were staying at, and just going through all the scenes. Not all of them, but specific scenes that really helped us define our dynamic and our character's dynamic, and that helped a lot. And also just talking to Jamie and getting a feel for what he wanted in each scene and each character, and also being able to collaborate with you and ask you very personal questions about these characters, and you were able to answer immediately. And that was one of the things that made me be like, oh, I want to be on this project, is when we had that initial Zoom call, and you did that, and you just answered these questions so quick. Because that meant you had thought so deeply about this and every little nook and cranny of this script. And to that point, I did not watch the short film because I didn't want to try to replicate anything in that. And I told you that, and I trusted Jamie off the script. I didn't even watch the short, but yeah.
Hey. Oh, you gotta turn it off.
You gotta turn it on. I just learned that. The rehearsals were super helpful. Like, we were truly in the basement of the motel. It was very creepy, very dingy. But it was really helpful. We actually all went out there like a week prior to starting filming, which is unusual. We had a lot of time to just, flesh out these scenes in a very in the way that you practice for a theater performance, which I think helped us a lot, considering we did have a pretty tight time constraint. With indies, it's tough to go over. So we really put a lot of time and effort into practicing scenes that were cruxes of the movie, especially the car scenes, where I went into that having a totally different idea of how those scenes would be played. So that rehearsal was super important for me. And beyond that, from a character perspective, I did watch the short and I loved it and I loved the script. But I know that any actor brings something totally different to a character and to a story. And after having a conversation with Jamie, I talked about what I could potentially bring to the character. And I was excited to maybe take it in a slightly different direction than the Derek that you would see in the short. Which was really exciting, that Jamie was open to that and was really open to collaboration on building these characters into, like you were saying, three-dimensional people. And I brought what I could to the character and had so much fun with it. And usually the way that I prepare is by journaling, and I kind of write out the personality traits, or just the types of posters a character might have on their wall, or make playlists. And that's also part of how Jamie works, is we had a playlist for Stay Awake. And I would listen to that a ton, and then I made a playlist for Derek, the music that I thought Derek would listen to, and a playlist for just capturing the tone of the movie. So yeah, that's how I went about preparing, and it was just a lot of practice with Jamie, and then getting to know Wyatt. I think that was a huge part of it, just hanging out, playing Clash Royale and Smash Bros. and writing music
Playing Gangnam
together.
Style on the guitar.
Acoustic Gangnam Style. Yeah, there's the deep cut. We're going to be releasing a cover of Gangnam Style.
Yeah.
Don't know when, but it exists, and it'll be worth millions.
It's on my phone.
Oh,
It's on Wyatt's phone.
yeah.
Oh, you do need to turn it on.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm CREE. What my assignment really was I didn't have many days on set. I think I was on set for 3 or 4 quick days. So I really just had to show up and jump right into my scenes with Finn, and I had some really great conversations with Jamie, who was so open to trying new things, but was also so specific about what he wanted and had a very confident, clear direction that we were moving in. And Finn was also like that, very confident and calm, and really, showing up at 3 a.m. to the Catskills, never met anybody, let's be boyfriend and girlfriend now, was very helpful. And like you said, in terms of the pursuit of trying to make everything and everyone feel three-dimensional and grounded. It's really all about the phenomenal writing on Jamie's part and the really great energy that I was grateful to have.
Back at you.